Hi, my name's Dave Palmer. Welcome to my channel. Do you know there's a whole bunch of conspiracy... No magpies, which is really good. I haven't been at Swoop once. I've got to be careful what I say here. When you get a little bit cheeky about things, you get in trouble. Okay, so I'm out and about with the Sony ZV E10 again, and also ZV E10, depends on what part of the world you are coming from. I think most reviews are calling this the ZV E10, and I am hopefully, just checking the settings on this, I am hopefully recording this without any in-body stabilization because I want to actually stabilize it in post in Catalyst Browse, which is a free software that Sony offers to Sony camera users, and you can actually take the shakes out in that. And so you should be seeing this without body shakes because of Catalyst Browse. I hope so. I'm just checking this ramp I'm walking on is not slippy. Probably haven't got the right sort of shoes for this. So I'm at Tinchitamba wetlands, get out of the shade. And so it's a beautiful spot here. And I wanted to come here and do a bit of a review because I really appreciate the amount of people that have actually commented on my last 3 videos and appreciate the feedback, and it's helpful for me. I've been wanting to do a quick review for a while, but at the moment I'm actually working on my house, and so we're doing house renovations. So I've got tradesmen, I've plumbers, builders, what have you. My wife and I and my daughter occasionally are busy painting, and I've been digging ditches for the drainer to put in to repair an underground water pipe problem that we've got. Okay, so once again, I'm recording this using a lavalier mic. I'm not using the microphone on the camera, and I'm using the Rode Micro Go thingy. I think I've got the product mode set and my wire's long enough, so I'm using this thing, which is wireless. There's 2, there's one on top of the camera, and it's brilliant, it's much better. I'm using a pro grade microphone, so I'm not using the one in the camera, which is fine, but yeah, it's pretty good though. To be honest, it's pretty good. If you've got nothing else, the microphone's pretty good. Okay, so let me just show you what this would be like without Catalyst Browse. Now, right now it's in Catalyst Browse, so it's fine. It's taking out the shakes, but right now I'm going to take Catalyst Browse off. And so if I walk around with this camera, like an action cam or something, rather than getting out there doing running or whatever it is that you do. I am running, believe it or not. And it would be pretty shaky, yeah? So I'll put it through Catalyst Browse and I'll run back. Okay, so I'm running now. And so I don't know how shaky this is. Put something in the background to measure it by. And so in Catalyst Browse, I think it's quite effective. And so I am actually, I've become a Catalyst Browse convert, I think. I'm gonna go for a bit of a ride, and this is a gorgeous location. Hi, my name's Dave Palmer. Welcome to my channel. You know, there's a whole bunch of conspiracy going on at the moment about this little bad boy, the new Sony ZV E10 or ZV E10, whatever part of the world you're coming from. I'm going to call it the ZV E10 because that's what we call it down here. But you know, the controversy really revolves around a couple of things. Number one, it's in body stabilization. Well, you know, the reality is it's not great. But there are ways around it. As I've discussed in some of my other videos, you can use the Sony freeware Catalyst browse, which is very, very good. But you've kind of got to do some work in post to get your video stabilized, but it does it very well without really losing any quality in your video. So it's worth using, but you kind of need to, you know, film yourself with your camera a little bit further away from you just to compensate for the crop that's going to come in. In-body stabilization isn't great, but that can be resolved in post-processing. Also, you can use a gimbal. I use a Fayutech G6 Max, and that is very good. You do not need any stabilization at all with the gimbal. And to be honest, you know, in post, you don't need to correct it. It's actually very, very good. But there's another problem with this camera that to me is more important than the stabilization issue, and it's this. It is the EVF, or the absence of an electronic viewfinder. I was out the other day just going for a walk, and I was looking at this literally a group of about 8 or 10 kangaroos, and I thought it'd be really great to get my camera out and zoom up a little bit with the kit lens, of course, and get a little bit closer. You know, I checked out the video later, and I've missed the kangaroos completely. Why? Because I couldn't see them in the screen because of the bright morning sunlight. No matter how I held the screen, whether I wore my glasses or not, I could not see properly in the bright light. And so hence, you know, going back to the old photograph days where you cover yourself with a black cover, you know, maybe that's an option, I suppose. You know, you stick a covering over your head and maybe then you can see the screen. It's just not ideal, is it? And so I think this is a great camera for static video or in video in a studio like I'm doing now. But when you're getting out and about, it is a bit of a challenge. More importantly, because of the bright light and the lack of an electronic viewfinder, EVF. And so you have to use the screen. Even a smartphone really isn't any better, is it? And so that's a big issue for me with photography, because I want a camera that will do video and photography. And so I've got to work up my way around that. That's my only disappointment with this camera, is often I'm in places where I can't really control the bright light. It's great for, you know, subdued lighting. It's really, really good in low light situations, or long exposure works really well with the camera. And so that's my biggest complaint. But as a video camera, it is outstanding. Just letting you know that I'm not recording the audio through the camera today, but I'm using the Zoom HN1, and so I'll be adding the audio in post using this little gadget. So what do I think of the camera? You know, I actually think it's a very good camera. But there are some challenges, and for me the biggest one, of course, is the lack of an EVF. I will be doing a follow-up video very soon. What about the lens that comes with the camera? Is this the best lens for vlogging? Well, you know, it's not too bad. The kit lens that comes with this has been around for a while. It's quite okay. But is there a better lens for the Sony ZV E10 for filming, for vlogging, whether it's static indoors like this or out and about? What's the best lens to use for this camera? I've done a lot of research, and I believe I may have found that lens, and I hope to get my hand on it very, very soon, and hopefully I'll take it out on a hike up a mountain and I'll show you that lens real soon. What's the best lens for this camera? Watch this space. Hopefully I'll have some answers, certainly from my perspective, very soon in my next video.